Good day, everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you the game Sorry, Electronic Talking Revenge card game. Long title. But anyway, this is a card game that can be played with 2 to 4 players. And we'll start with this little thing over here. This is the electronic unit. And when you open this up, this is where you're going to be storing all of your parts. There's 4 different colored pawns here, and I'm going to be showing you the yellow and the greens. And there's also these home place is what I call them, that have the 4 spaces where you're going to be trying to place those pawns. So anyway, you're going to turn this thing on whenever you're ready to start.
Welcome to Sorry Card Revenge. Come on, tap the noggin when you're ready to play.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and show you some of the cards over here. There's 4 different colors. You've got green, you got red, you got blue, and then you have yellow, and these go from 1 to 12. And there's also some cards that have some special abilities on them, and I'll go ahead and show you what they are. The one, you will be allowed to play this after there is a 12. The Sorry card, you'll be able to choose a player to hit that pawn over there, and you'll just hit the top of it. And basically the pawn is going to have you draw a certain amount of cards, and every so often it'll actually have you just play a card. But if you play this, the next player whose turn it is going to just simply play a card of any color, since that is a wild. This card, if you play it, you'll be able to trade hands with any other player. This is going to reverse the direction. If you're playing a 2-player game, you can go again. This will allow you to take another turn. This is a wild card. You can just play this on anything, and then the next player can go ahead and lead with whichever color that he would like to. Okay, and then we have the slide card. Now this card will allow you to dump all of your cards of one color, so in this case you'll be able to dump all the yellows. You can play this card on any color on top of any card, but right after you play it, you have to play at least one numbered card of a matching color on top of it. Now if it turns out that this is the last card in your hand, you can go ahead and play without having to follow with a card of that color, and the next player can play one or more cards of that color, or a wild card. In the very beginning, everybody's going to go ahead and receive 5 cards, and after you deal the cards, you're going to go ahead and lay the first card face up. And there's 2 ways you can play cards. You can either play a matching color, or you can play the card sequentially. So in other words, if you happen to have a yellow 8, you can go ahead and play the yellow 8 on there like that, and that would end your turn. But if it turned out that you happen to have, say, a 7, you can go ahead and play that, and then if you had an 8, you can go ahead and play that. So you keep going up so long as you have the number that will go up sequentially. Now you're only going to be able to do this if there's a card of the discard pile that will allow you to do it. You wouldn't, if there was like a yellow 2 here, you would not be able to play the yellow 6 and then the 7 and then the 8. The exception to this rule being the wild card. If someone lays down a wild card and it's your turn, then you could play cards in numerical sequence, like you could play a 7 and then an 8, etc. But only if the card is wild. Otherwise, you're going to have to play it off of whatever card has been discarded. So that's basically how the game works. Now, after you've played all of your cards, you're going to go ahead and put a pawn on your home space over here, and then you're going to draw 5 more cards. And as soon as you get rid of those, you'll go ahead and place another pawn on there, etc. And you're going to win the game as soon as you are able to get 4 pawns into the home space. So let's just go ahead and show you how this works. We'll go ahead and do this. Okay, so I have a slide card, but I'm not able to play this yet. So what I'm going to have to do is, since I cannot play any card, I'm going to have to go ahead and hit this.
You know, I'm not sorry at all. Take 5 cards, 5.
So I'll draw 5 cards. And this guy is a smart aleck, just so you know. So then it goes to my opponent. My opponent has a 3 that he can play, so he'll go ahead and play the 3. Then it goes back to me, and let's see what I've got. So anyway, I'm looking at my hand, and I've got a slide card and 2 numbered cards. So I'm going to go ahead and play these 3 cards out like so. And I'll play this one as well. If you happen to have a card with a special ability, and if that's the last card you play on top of this, you'll be able to do the special ability if you would like to. So now it goes to my opponent, and let's see what he's got. He'll go ahead and just simply play this little wild card over here, so then it goes back to me. So that's basically how the game works. And once again, once somebody runs out of cards, let's say this was player 2's last card, he would go ahead and put this on there. Of course, this guy...
I really am sorry. Play any card.
So that's the time when he's actually going to allow you to play a card. But most of the time, you're going to have to draw cards from this guy. But anyway, this is basically how the game works. So you're just going to keep playing, trying to get rid of your cards, putting pawns here on your home space. And as soon as one person is able to get all of their pawns on their home space, they're going to win the game. And that, folks, is Sorry, Electronic Talking Revenge, the card game.